A very good afternoon to one and all present here, and thank you for joining us at 3 days international conference on computational techniques and intelligent machines in collaboration with IEEE Computer Society, Waterloo Section, Canada, MSEST, Morocco, SIRG, Egypt. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome all the participants today for 3 days international conference ICC TIM 2020. I welcome all the eminent professors, speaker, and guests from all over the world to share their knowledge and vast experience with our community. The theme of this session is advances in ambient intelligence and its applications. Session is chaired by Professor Dr. Anupam Jadhav. This session is co-chaired by Professor Dr. Shalu Gupta. For the plenary talk, we have eminent Professor Dr. Anand Nayyar. And for the invited talk, we have Professor Dr. Anupam Jadhav. In this session, 7 papers will be presented by the different researcher and faculty. So first, I would like to invite Dr. Anand Nayyar for the plenary talk. But before inviting Professor Dr. Anand Nayyar, I would like to introduce about Dr. Nayyar. Dr. Nayyar received his PhD from Desh Bhagat University in the area of wireless sensor network. He is currently working as a professor in Du Tan University, Da Nang, Vietnam, a certified professional with 75 plus professional certificates from Cisco, Microsoft, Oracle, Google, and many more. He has published more than 300 research papers in various national and international conferences, international journals, which is a Scopus indexed, SCI indexed, and all the indexed journals. He remained the member of more than 50 plus associations as a senior and life member, and also acting as ACM distinguished speaker. He has authored, co-authored, edited 25 books of computer science, associated with more than 400 international conferences as program committee, advisory board, review board member. He has 8 patents to his name in the area of IoT and speech processing. He is currently working in the area of wireless sensor network, MANET, swarm intelligence, cloud computing, IoT, blockchain, machine learning, deep learning, network simulation, and wireless communication. So now I would like to invite Professor Dr. Nayyar for the plenary speech. Dr. Nayyar.
Sir, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you to this session. So in this session, I would like to open a new futuristic technology that is almost unknown to whole of the world, almost unknown. But after this session, I will be clearing you 2 questions. After this presentation, I don't think so that I will be clearing, but you will be clearing for that session for that. That whether human beings and robotics, what is the future? And there is another question that I am asked by many conference people and other students of mine, that sir, can robotics can replace the human beings? So I would not open the surprise for all of you right now. So I would like all of you to kindly sit back, relax, and enjoy the session. And I will be opening up a new technology today that is called cobotics. So we all know robotics, but in the future, it will be cobotics. So cobotics means as collaborative robot technology. So collaborative, what is collaborative? Collaborative means when we are assigned to perform a task, and rather than I complete a task, more than one person or group of persons are combined together. They take up a certain activities like activity 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the main objective is to complete the task. So collaborative robotic can be called as a technology in which human beings and robots combine together to to attain a desired objective. So many people don't know about this technology. So I will be opening up this technology in two presentations. So this is presentation number one. So let's start the technology, what it is all about, what are the diverse applications. And after that, we will be also discussing what are the research areas that you can perform in cobotics. So let's start with the introduction, everybody. So we all see collaborative robotic as a mixture of human beings and machines. So if you talk of today, robots are actually doing a particular task autonomously, in which human beings don't require any attention, and human beings do another task in which robots are not working, which means there is a boundary between the working of humans and robots. But what if I tell you, I break this boundary and I give you a new technology called cobotics, in which a particular task can be performed by human beings and robots in a parallel fashion. So that is called collaborative robotics. So what is meant by word collaboration? So collaboration means the working with someone to produce or to create something. Do you have a bigger goal, like you want to develop a software? Rather than one person design a software, we have group of persons working on different modules. And that's called team building, and all of them coordinate with each other to perform a particular task. And the most important thing in collaboration is flexibility, because without flexibility and scalability, you can't perform a collaboration. So you can see on the screen right now, cobotics is not a new thing, but many people don't know about it because we only use the word robotics. But cobotics actually started in 1966, the ultimate robot demonstrated on the Tonight Show. You can see it's a very rare photo that I gathered from internet. It's a very rare photo, and you can see a robot is performing the work and human beings are also working with it, which means a task will be done in which human beings and robots are combined together. Now see this, everybody. This is called early collaboration idea. In 1967, in Los Angeles at the Baltimore Hotel, you can see a robot is actually taking the commands and the human beings are making the coffee. So even if you talk of today's vending machine or anything that you interact and a work is being done, it is even called a collaboration. That the main idea is to make a pizza. So human beings are giving the input, robots are taking the inputs and giving the objective to make a best pizza. So don't confuse robotics with cobotics. Robotics are autonomous, cobotics are collaboration. So future is cobotics. Yesterday, if you have listened to my talk of Industry 4.0, I stressed on one topic called Industry 4.0 and cyber physical systems. So if you want to make the traditional factories to smart factories of the future, we need to perform the next generation robotics, or you can say the next generation of autonomous technology or collaborative technology, that is called cobotics. So the collaborative robot, you can see it's a definition, a robot specifically designed for direct interaction with human within a workspace. So we have an environment, we have human beings, we have robots, and both of them are combined together to perform a particular task. Now, yesterday I've told you why robotics came into the market, because we human beings are not good into perform a repetitive tasks, and we are not good into high extreme measurements, or you can say very productive in high quality. So robots will do the, you can say complex works, and human beings will be able to monitor them. But we have the collaborative workspace, and that is the answer, everybody, that whether human beings can or whether robots will replace human beings, it is not there. In the future, we will work together. So that will become a collaborative workspace, a space where human beings and robots perform tasks simultaneously. So don't pay any attention to any person that yes, robots will take our jobs. No. But in the future, robots and human beings, their combined intelligence will become a mixed learning, and that will be the main objective to perform the tasks. So collaborative operation, you can say that is called human machine interaction, but there is another terminology called human robot interaction. So this is another area to research. Very few papers are published on this area, human robot interaction. So how robots can perform the safety in work and how the human beings can coordinate with them, that effective production can come with less cost, better profit, and we can have sustainable organizations all around. And cobot, it is an abbreviation of collaborative robotic, and it is even known as intelligent assisted device. So if you talk of robotic process automation today, if you talk of chatbots and other things, their task is to perform the work, and their work is to get the task done. So that's how we create a particular cobotic technology today. So benefits of human robot collaboration, you can see robots excel at simple and repetitive handling tasks. Repetitive tasks. I'm saying again, we human beings are not good into performing the work at repetitions. Humans on the other, they are very good into cognitive skills, adapting to changes. And if you combine of cognitive skills with repetitive tasks, you are actually improving the work performance in a collaborative workspace. So in order to perform this collaboration, you need to understand HRC, that is known as the various levels of automation and human intervention. And that's how we can make those complex operations very small, and we can perform the work at a very significant manner. So key robotic features you can see, we have safety rated, hand guiding, teaching by demonstration, speech and separation monitoring, and power and force limiting. So with this type of features, I'm saying openly that maybe you will be all agreeing with me that if you don't adapt cobotic technology, you are not giving the proper outcome to your business, especially the manufacturing sector, where like cars are being developed. So you can say that if you find that there is an engine fitting task, which is complex, leave it to the machines. And if there is simple tasks that can be done by humans, you can leave it to the human beings. So we have the assembly line where we have human robot collaboration. And that is the future. That's what the companies are doing these days. So don't consider that, okay, cyber physical systems and robotics will take over. No, still we require cognitive skills at every workspace. We require it. So in order to perform these functions, we have the automatic mode with person for collaborative workspace, safety space, and we combine collaboration and autonomous technology mixed together so that all the tasks can be performed at particular positions in a timely manner. That is why we say, don't work more on human machine interaction, work on human robot collaboration, HRC. That's the future. And very few papers I've seen, they are actually designing and making some architecture and framework. So that's a very good area to do the research. So already you can see, in order to perform this type of collaborative workspace, ISO standard is already there. That is ISO 10218, which provides you for safe velocity monitoring, safe workspaces, safe tool detection, safe switching of states. So all these things not only make sure that robots become safe for the workspace, but they're adapting your cognitive skills, enhancing their learning experience, and making their repetitive tasks better and better. So you can say these robotics will be called a deep learning machine. Now, let me tell you, many people get confused that what is machine learning and deep learning and AI. AI is a very big field, and all these sub-learning fields like cognitive learning, machine learning, and deep learning, they're part of it. Now, what is machine learning? Machine learning means that you are either training a machine in order to perform some results, but the data set is limited. Okay, you either perform on supervised, unsupervised, or semi-supervised. That's called machine learning. But deep learning means that you are actually creating a learning machine. That machine that keeps on learning, improving its experience. And that's the reason everybody now, if you really talk to go for collaborative workspace with improvement of cognitive skills, you have to adopt deep learning. And cognitive, you can say cobotics are one of the serious examples for deep learning. So forms of human robot collaboration, you can see that we have safety fences, no fixed cards. We are increasing in human robot collaboration in different types of workspaces. So don't think that human beings will be out, robots will be in, robots can be totally dependent. No, it's not the answer. It's wrong. So other enhancement features, you can say that we have sensitivity, distance sensing like vision or radar sensors, and even we can perform voice interpretation. Now imagine everybody, some people even ask me one question, sir, can robot can do an operation towards a pregnant lady? I said, yes, very well. It can perform the operation. I will be showing you that machine after some time. But let me tell you, it doesn't mean that we should not, we should throw the doctors away from the hospital. No, it is not. Doctors will be there, complications will be there, but machines are only there to perform a certain operation. But how these machines will be run effectively, how the operation can become successful operation, like you're doing the, you can say surgeries, you are cutting the wounds or other things that require precision, that can be done by the machine. But how it will be done, where human beings should take over, that can be done with human beings only. So in the hospitals, even these cobotic surgeries will be important. So don't say it is a robotic surgery, it is a cobotic surgery. Yes, it's the answer. So now let us talk of some of the evolution of enablers, advancements in robot and sensor technologies. Now, wherever you talk of robots, okay, no doubt you talk of degree of freedom, you talk of mechatronics, you talk of technologies, but the most important thing in cobotics is sensors. That's why I always stress more on sensor technology. This is my hardcore research area. So you can say that we have standstill monitoring, and you can see over here, this is called safe operational stop. So during the stop, the driver remains under the servo control. But if you are making it open, you can say that direct loading into the robot gripper can happen. So you can imagine that if a robot can maintain this type of standstill monitoring, how much improvement can be there in the safety operations of automobile sector. We can imagine that it can improve the accuracy by more than 86%, as if of today. And you will be surprised to know with cobotics, some people have even claimed that maybe there will be no industrial accident of the future. Maybe there will be no big disaster like fire or other things, or gas leaks like that. So we have the safe protection zone. And right now you can see that we are working on zone number 2 right now with 40% speed. But in the near future, we can say that with improvement in cobotics, because the cobotics technology has recently started just 3 or 4 years back. So we can see the improvement in 60% and 80%. I will be showing you one video also. And this is called intelligent manipulators. Now see over here, production line is going on. Here is the human being and here is the cobotic. So here is a robot. So robot and human beings are working together and production assembly is going on. So that's called intelligent manufacturing with cobotic technology. And safety is one of the measurement that will be taken care of. And that's the answer, everybody, that this technology needs to be adapted, and soon it should be adopted. So advancements in safe robot applications, you can see now the application. Now see this, everybody. This is called radiation surgery. So you can say we don't have a staff of or a gang of nurses and doctors. We have one doctor and we have the complete cobotics robot. And that is actually performing the surgery in terms of treatment, flexibility, everything. Complications almost gone. And you will be stunned to note that even the, you can say those operations where complexity is very high, these robotic surgeries can even reduce the complexities by much percentage. Now see this, particle therapy, advanced technology in Germany. Most advanced, the futuristic. So you can say that patient will go down, and after that, the whole therapy and treatment will be done over here. So even you can say that Vietnam is one of the countries that where the massages are one of the best areas. Even I'm working with one of the massage center. Even I want to design a robot that a person goes and lies down on the bed and let the machine learns with the movements of the human beings. And can we create a perfect robot that can perform the whole body massage? We can do that. And that's the answer, that we can improve them with more complex applications. And believe me, it's a very complex application that we are doing right now. Very complex, but robots make it easy. So this is called angiography. And see this, the precision is 0.7 mm. Even the expert to expert doctor has a precision of 2.4 mm. And you can see the precision has touched to 0.7 mm, which means miracle. This is called the answer where we improve the versatility, the range, and low error detection. The hippotherapy. This is where one of my friend is working in Germany, and he is one of the scientists that he has attained 6 degrees of freedom in this technology. And there we can see the entertainment ride systems. Like you can see towards in simulators today, you can ride a bike, you can ride a military tank, everything. And you can see this is one of the research that I'm totally interested, that if anybody wants to volunteer, I can get the fund and you can work with me on this area. How we can create a biological cybernetic research. This is the most advanced work in the planet. Very few people know about this. So this is where we can do the work. And this you can see, if a human being is having paralysis, or the person is not having the eyes, or he cannot speak, he can't hear, the cybernetic machine can perform the actions for him. And he can interact with the physical world like he is a normal human being. So with this type of cybernetic technology, we can take the robotic and the cobotics to the next level. And again, we can see the motion pictures today, the Star Wars, the Star Trek, even the World War movies that are coming today. It is all happening because of this cobotic technology. And now let us talk of the evolution where we can have the collaborative application development. I'm not talking of robotic development. I'm talking of collaborative application development, because the robot will be designed by the mechatronics team, but we need a particular software in order to have the application development. Now see this, everybody, the minimally invasive surgery. Now you can see that the machines are learning on a dummy body, and they're improving. And this is called deep learning, where machines are improving their surgery efficiency. This machine, even they do the operation, even that operation becomes a learning for them. They do the operations, they keep on learning, and they become the perfect into performing surgery. So you can say that in next 2-3 years, the entire face of hospitals will change forever. And that's how we can move towards like advanced hospitals or fully sustainable hospitals of the future. And this you can say the physical rehabilitation. So if anybody is like a druggist, he takes lots of drugs at one time. Now he wants to go for rehabilitation center. So you can see over here that the person is having the sensors, and here the robot is working. So robot is automatically taking the work of a doctor and taking the data onto this computer and getting the results to the doctor, that what according to me can be done and how the treatment can happen. So you can say that even a druggist person can be treated in a perfect precision with this type of technology. So applications are widened. I'm just showing you the healthcare because I do work with AI in healthcare. So that's the reason I'm doing, but otherwise it has lots of critical applications. So TV's news and report and teleprompter, you can see that in the future, the robot will also be working as a TV reporter. We all know Sophia. So it's a robot that even can be using the live news from various data sets and online data science sources and producing the perfect news without any fake news. And you can see over here that this is a robot that is actually having a camera. Now I ask you one question. If you are watching a cricket match at Wankhede Stadium, you will be surprised to know that at least a gang of photographers, they have to cover at every point of the screen. Otherwise, if suppose a batsman hit the balls, so how can you see the ball at a particular level, which means they have to shift the cameras. They have to cover the entire field. But in the future, this type of cobotic camera persons will be there, and you will have better precision in watching as compared to today's human beings. So photography will also be covered with this cobotics. Applications are many. And see this, everybody, lightweight mobile platforms. Amazon, yesterday I've already told you, Amazon, your other online shopping websites, they have already started adapting it. And see this for research and education. This is where I'm collaborating with 1 or 2 companies. I will not take the name right now. They are all open source, and they are going to send me one robot where I'm going to work on this type of humanoid robot. My work is that can we make an ice cream as per the requirements of the person. I have all the flavors. The machine will pick up the cone. It asks the person what is the flavor, like vanilla, strawberry, and it fixes over there and makes a perfect ice cream. Can we make an ice cream making robot for the human beings? Yes, it will be possible. This is my application where I'm doing my research. And this is where you can say Emma. This is one of the robot that is actually for kids, and they can learn from them. The service robots. And see this, how the robot is doing the, you can say food making. In Japan, even if you go to YouTube, you just search for a robotic restaurant in Tokyo, you will say that there is one restaurant in Tokyo in the whole world that in which there is no human being is working, all robots are working. And this type of cobotic technology is actually making them run a particular hotel without employing a single human beings. So human beings are only making the food, and rest everything is done by the robots. So you can say they are running the robot, they are running the hotel like anything. And this one, wearable robotics, everybody. So you can say that this man has lifted about 8 tons of steel. So in a real-time manner, nobody can even lift 2 tons of steel. So with this type of exoskeleton suits, this type of robotics will be able to assist in building material or other types of critical applications. Mobile military. Now we all know that India is spending lots of money in mobile, drones and other things, but this type of technology is required, especially in terms of robotic warfares. So cobotics will also be helping the human beings to carry their payloads, carry their guns and ammunitions. So rather than a soldier is carrying the guns or other thing, the robot can cover the guns and it can go with the warfare and supply the extra ammunitions. Okay, so the conclusion is no robotic collaboration application cannot be implemented, should be implemented without completing a risk assessment, and risk assessment means safety. So here is my presentation number 1. I would like to show you one more presentation. After that, I will show you one video. Okay, so now let us talk of something with regard to flexible and collaborative robotics. Now see this, I would be showing you some models and key technologies. So these are the 3 types of robots that are actually available, and right now only one country is at number 1, after followed by Germany, that is Japan. Japan and Germany, they are spending a lot, I'm saying the lot, towards this type of collaborative robotics. Conventional robot, collaborative robot, and service robots. So these robots are not working on their own, they require human beings to work with them. They have one stage and human beings have another stage. Okay, so this is called collaboration. So cobot is a robot intended to physically interact with humans in a shared workspace. You can see over here, human beings, robot, and they're performing a task. So productivity can increase, and these type of robotics can be used for e-commerce, hotel applications, tourism, many other things. Maybe in the near future, if you're going to some foreign country, you will hire a bus from a tourist person, but the tourist guide will be a robot. So if you have different language issues or other things, the robot will take care of that. So current areas of industry usage, you can see health. And this is the machine, everybody, that is actually ready to deliver a baby from a pregnant woman. And this is the machine. This is the first working prototype, and it is in Germany. And it is by the company called Da Vinci. Logistics and ClearPath, this is actually being used by top companies like Maxwell for their import and other exports, and even by Amazon also. And this is, you can see the complete hall of aeronautics where robots and human beings are combined working, and a complete aircraft assembly can be done and tested and qualitized by robotics. So you can say why we require cobotics. The answer over here, to relieve the burden of repetitive tasks and to reduce risky work carried out by members of the staff, increase quality, efficiency, and cost reduction. So how much it is costing, you can see over here, robotic arms. So it is described by degree of freedom. So right now we have 7 degrees of freedom. Now, if you talk of human beings, we have 7 degrees of freedom in our arm. Okay, like we move the arm like this and that, like all that. So cobotics have attained 6 degrees, which means we are very near to make our own arm, which is a virtual arm, and it will be efficient as compared to human arms. And that is what the research is going on, that human arms, if it has 7 degrees and robots have 6 degrees, it is perfect. Now we are on the right track. And this you can see, Rethink Robotics. And this robot is costing about 22,000 euros. So we can do the research more and we can provide better. Even our university is also doing research in that. Universal Robotics. See how the work can be performed. And this is the #1 company called KUKA. So if you are interested for KUKA collaboration, this is a good collaboration if you want to do. So I would like to show you one video of cobotics. So you can see the manufacturing, all are cobotics. Now see the power of cobotics. Now it is learning. Now see, it has learned. Now see the power. Motion controlling. So you can see from this video that the future of manufacturing as well as the power of doing complex operations is very bright. And Germany and Japan are doing lots of research in this. So now the house is open for the questions. Any questions, please?
Thank you, sir, for this plenary talk. Now we are starting the presentation session. So first, for the paper presentation, I would like to invite first presenter. First presentation topic is a secure cloud storage with managed data using encryption with classification technique by researcher Shweta Pandey. So I now request to Madam Shweta for her presentation.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
How can I? Is my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Screen is visible.
Okay. Here I can start my presentation, right?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Shweta, and I'm a research scholar from Desh Bhagat University. And I'm doing my research under the guidance of Dr. R.K. Batla. He's a head of the department, Computer Science and Application in the Desh Bhagat University. And today I would like to present some of my research on a secure cloud storage with managed data using encryption with classification technique. In this presentation, I'm including these topics. It's introduction, related work, proposed work, soft cosine similarity, radial complexity finder, K means clustering, naive Bayes as data classification, results and discussions, conclusion and references. So let's start with the introduction. It includes basically what is the cloud computing and all. So cloud computing is a model which provides a convenient network which we can access on demand, which user can access on demand, and it is configurable computing resource which is network, servers, data storage, application, services. In this, the user can quickly use for his tasks and release when minimizing the number of interaction with the service provider of your management effort. That model which increase the which is useful to increase the availability of computing resources. For that, they need 5 key features, in which include 3 service models and 4 deployment models. And the 3 service models are software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service. And for the deployment model, we have 4 deployment model, which is a public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. And there is a basic cloud storage process in which a user and internet, which is front end storage controller, back end and storage controller. And then here we have public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, security controls, which is like confidentiality, integrity, availability. The convenience of users to access information from anywhere in the world, as they have to access to technology and assess issues, poses a serious security concern. So a cloud system is said to be secure if it covers these 3 points. The first one is to protect the data from unauthorized user, or always make sure that data is delivered to an appropriate user, and the data must be stored in well managed form. So for that, the system possesses 3 main properties: confidentiality, accessibility, and integrity. Now, what is confidentiality? Is a very basic term. It gives the guarantee of confidential data will be available only those users who are allowed to use, who are allowed to access that data. And availability, it is the guarantee that authorized users will always have access to the data. Integrity, it is used to data safety of the correct values, which is provided by the prohibition of unauthorized users in any way to modify, destroy, or create data. Next, for this, we have some related work also. That is like researchers presented different cloud storage and security models over the past decades. And due to rapid rise of cloud users, security issues, extensive research is still ongoing. So initially, cryptography-based cloud storage research was done by Camera, and the researcher Chase, he developed a secure cloud storage framework for both end user and cloud service providers using the feature of non-standard cryptographic techniques. Wong mimicked the problem of data security in the distribution cloud, and cloud computing is also growing and highly demanded technique in these days. The technique facilitates cloud users with the better processes with along software as a service, as we are using many softwares, and this is the service model. And flexible network connections make it possible for users to use high quality data which is placed remotely in the cloud data centers. So for public, we don't need to maintain our own network. So storage of data is also there. Cloud is very helpful for the users, so they don't need to deal with the complexity and they don't need with the hardware to store the data, their own data. They can easily store the data on the cloud. So although cloud services provide more powerful and reliable storage compared to our computing devices, there is a security risk also. So next, which is the problem? Problem is most of the solutions and schemes for encrypting data in cloud systems are based on symmetric encryption. So in which they use secret key which inserted to modify the data and can be stolen easily by the attackers. So to overcome this problem, a secure cloud server with triple security has been presented that encrypted the data using 2 encryption approaches, that is AES and RSA. And here is the proposed work, which work like user enter with the user ID and password verification and enter the captcha code, which will given by the system, and then upload his data. After uploading the data, they will evaluate the cosine similarity and soft cosine similarity or hybridize this, then evaluate radical complexity with the RSA, then apply encryption algorithm, and then k means, and then they can store the data. So there is a 3 layer of protection. Next proposed work is basically which various techniques used in this proposed work. The first one is software cosine similarity. So before uploading and assessing the document onto and from the cloud, we have to find the soft cosine similarity is the foremost step. Similarity among documents has been measured based on the document features instead on the based on the vector space model. Next, we have radical complexity finder. It has been calculated based on two different conditions such as RSA algorithm and AES. And RSA algorithm is asymmetric cryptographic algorithm, and it also supports the encryption and digital signatures with the best security policy by encryption sensitive information. We can say it's Google Mail or Yahoo Mail. And next which we have, that is k-means clustering. And k-means clustering is a vector quantization method which is very popular for the group formation in data mining, and it is also tends to spread n observation in k clusters, in which each observation belongs to the group with the closest mean acting as a prototype cluster, and it leads to the partition of data space into cells. The next last which we have, that is naive Bayes as a data classification, and it is a set of classification algorithm which works on the Bayes theorem, and it also works in a collaboration with other algorithms and provides results by sharing the features that are independent to each other. Next, we have results and discussions. These all are which I analyzed. This is on CloudSim. So in this, the parameters this result is on CloudSim, and the first one is precision analysis. And in this, the parameters are examined by applying 3 different approaches, in which 2 are similarity indices and one is the classification approach. And the result using cosine and soft cosine similarity along with the naive Bayes. And from the graph, we can easily see that values are examined by uploading documents, which ranges from 100 to 700 and increased in steps to 100. And the values observed for precision parameters is basically increased with the increase of number of uploaded documents. And for 100 number of maximum precision of 0 to 771 has been achieved with the help of naive Bayes as a classification approach. And it also indicates that data is saved with a higher accuracy and in a better organized way on a cloud subserver. Next, which we analyzed, it's a recall analysis, and this represents the irrelevant document that are being retrieved or provided to the cloud user. So during the searching process of cloud stored document, recall represents the number of correct results to the number of text document that must have returned during the cloud data access procedure. So here using naive Bayes classifier, the recall rate vary rates, which indicates that the text document is assessed as per the user requirement, and the minimum recall rate observed for the uploaded text document, which is 0.4976. Next is F score, and F score is represents the average value of precision and recalls when these are very close. So the average values for cosine, soft cosine, and naive Bayes is 0.6360, 0.6200, and 0.627 respectively. Then the next result is on basis of accuracy, and accuracy is very important factor of any design system. So higher the accuracy, more the efficient is the system for which it is to be designed. And here the maximum classification accuracy is to place the data in an appropriate cloud space, so that cloud user can efficiently use that space with the small processing time in 90.2%. Now I'm going to conclude my work. In this work, we have focused on security issues of data storage in cloud computing and provided an appropriate solutions by using an integrated approach. Similarity, encryption, and classifications are three main techniques which we've been used to manage the data to provide security. And from the experiment, it has been observed that data is secured with an accuracy of, which I already told you, 90.2%. Here are the references which I use for this paper, and thank you so much.
Dear participants, any question for regarding this paper? Now I would like to call Dr. Narinder Singh for paper presentation, and the topic is layered security for wireless networks.
Hello. Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, please allow to share my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, this is visible now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, myself, Dr. Narinder Singh. Basically, we had sent we are going to present two paper in your conference. One, this is lossy data compression, which I'm going to present, and second is layered structure, which my co-author Rekha Kalra is going to present.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you.
So basically, I'm working on a data compression scheme in wireless sensor network. So I had done a research PhD in this topic, and now I'm working on two DST projects on data compressions in wireless sensor network. And from this project, I had summarized few points in this paper. So I just want to start from the abstract. Basically, lossy data compression algorithm, which I had demonstrated in this paper. These are the existing studies and what we had concluded and the research gap for future directions on which we are already working. And I had proposed two algorithms on base of this my research. One is DKRLE and another is NKRLE, that is patented on my name, Narendra Kalra. NKRLE compression algorithms. So this is the research gap which I had found, and on that we had made two these algorithms. So basically, if we start from the beginning, data compression is a process in which we generally reduce the amount of data to be transmitted. And in case of a wireless sensor networks, we know the energy is the main concern, and efficiently utilization of energy is the priority in wireless sensor network. So if we talk about the existing data compression technique, there are two categories we are finding, whether one is lossless compression or there is lossy compression. In this paper, I'm going to talk about lossy compressions. So lossy compression, as the name suggests, it is a technique in which some data is discarded during the compression process. And there are the few algorithms which I had gone through to pursue my research and my projects. So this is one transform coding, which is one of the schemes in which that basically used for image and audio signals. The scheme is lossy. Is my slide is visible? Hello? My slide is visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, okay. So one is transform coding, in which basically used for image and audio signals. This scheme is lossy, and in which
sorry, sir. Excuse me, sir. Your slide is stuck on first slide.
Okay, I'll try to share it again then. I think the signal is lost. Madam, now it is visible? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. Let me. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible. Can you like?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So after going through many, I'm talking about the lossy data algorithm. So this is the first algorithms which I had studied, in which I find some research gap, which I'm going to conclude at the end of this paper. And after that, second is discrete cosine transformation. Is my screen is repeating or it's sticked on first side? Hello.
Sir, it is first slide is showing. Yeah, now it is.
मेरे को लगता है कि मेरी स्लाइड्स अभी अभी दिख रहा है मैडम अभी
Yes, sir. Now fifth slide is.
ओके मे बी सब प्रेजेंटेशन जब रिव्यू करते हैं शायद वो दिक्कत आती है राइट आई एम गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट इट लाइक दिस वे So second algorithm which I had studied, that is a discrete cosine transformation. This is again a lossy data compression which is generally utilized for audio and image compressions. And many research has been presented on this compression techniques. And if we go to the conclusion of these research techniques, we find that the compression image is separated in dissimilar groups with a summation of cosine procedure, and dissimilar frequencies may be mathematically utilized to convey the group of the image. And main thing is that discrete content transformation has been evaluated in many dissimilar techniques, like minimizing the processing difficulties and enhancing the compression ratio, reducing power utilizations. And if we and found that it is very difficulties in algorithms for as well as for arithmetic and coding aspects ratios in these schemes. So discrete, and then next which this is the method in which DCT compression method is executed. And the next method which I had reviewed, that is a DWT, discrete wavelength transformation. Basically, it is implemented in image block procedure. And in DVT schemes utilizes both partial as well as frequential association utilization reduction of parallel wavelength in input image. And in discrete wavelength transformation, an input image is sent by both the filter, low as well as high pass, in the instructions columns and the rows. Later, then the results are along, as I'm going to show in this, in filters in the faces and images is collapsed within the 4 sub-bands, that is LL, LH, H, and as presented in the figures. Each resolution has different kind of specifying images like vertical, diagonals, and horizontals. So further, there are some steps which are used in discrete wavelengths. So this is a technical part of these algorithms. Another is a vector quantizations, which is also, this scheme is dissimilar from other compression schemes as we had introduced later in this paper. The scheme is called as a code book in mapping of huge vector with a little subnet of the code. And numerous algorithm has been introduced in this also. The main benefit of this vector quantization over the data compression schemes is that it has an easy decoder and there is no communication block, so it minimizes the process complexity when considering the overall difficulty of vector quantization. It enhances due to the boost in vector dimensions. So these are the some schemes which I had gone study. This is fractal compression, which this is also again a lossy. And if we talk about a fractal, then this schemes is fractal theory based schemes and mainly used for images, and it is a lossy scheme such as like vector quantization, and it has a dissimilar from other compressions and uses and basically used on JPG and JPGs and similar images. So there are so many lossy algorithms we have this, and many researchers have also introduced various lossy algorithm, which I had shown in the literature review part of a very long list of literature review and very long list research has been done in this area. And the main thing is that the research, which gap which we had find, what is the main limitations and what are the main drawbacks of the previous algorithms are. Basically, in wireless sensor network, we know the energy efficiency is the main concern, and our whole energy is on how to utilize the minimum energy, because when the sensor network is installed in such an area where the energy recharge is not possible, so utilization of the given energy and to utilize in such a way that we can get our work easy. So this is the main main thing in of the algorithms which we had studied. So energy design should be such efficient, which should be work on operational aspects and detecting non-operational powerful wastel operations, which are not needed in that networks. So if we come to the specific conservation techniques, so the main the study which we had focused, that is based on KRLE. This is one of the lossy algorithms which we had come across during the studies. The main disadvantage that we had find that KRLE is the compression algorithm which depends upon data processions, and it is just a child of a RLE algorithms. In RLE, the data is sent and it is processed, but in KRLE, data compression is dependent upon the perception ratio, that is K. If the K enhances, obviously the compressions goes enlarged. If the perception decreases, then it become more lossy. So higher the perception, higher the visualization, the compression ratio will be higher. So for to reducing this, I had started in the earlier that we had worked on one algorithm that is based on that is a DKRLE. So in KRLE, generally all the algorithms which we have studied, they are working on the original sense data. No algorithm is working on working such a way to reduce the data run. So what we had done, we had introduced a new algorithm that is DKRLE, which is working on the difference of the sense data. We have sent a data in such a way that it reduces the exact bytes of the data. And for that, we had proposed DKRLE. And further to increase the efficiency of KRLE, we introduced NKRLE. So I have suggested some future works which can also be done in sources. If we control the power sources and lengthy time slots and other huge research gap and limitation in existing approaches that we had given. To address these gaps, the main goal is to design the compression algorithm in such way it should lead to a more efficient algorithms and consider the various WSN challenges for future algorithms. Oh, these are the various references which I had entered. Thank you very much.
Candidates, if you have any query, then you can ask.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. For the next paper presentation, we are inviting again Dr. Narendra Singh for his next paper, and the title of next paper is Layered Security for Wireless Networks.
Excuse me, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, it's audible.
Yes.
Dr. Rekha here.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Sir, please allow to sharing screen.
Yes, ma'am, you are now host. You can share your screen.
My screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, screen is visible.
Good afternoon, everyone. My presentation topic is layered security for wireless network. Wireless networks are essentially insecure. There are various attacks in wireless network that can be utilized besides jamming attack to eavesdropping attack. Recent wireless sensor network use number of cryptography schemes like validation and verification to give obstacle to these access. Though many generally used network security measures are inefficient, they appear to detect casual sniffer, although are incapable to stop the powerful attacks. Wireless sensor network simply sends the data from one or more units and communicate the sensed data without any physical connection like cables, radio frequency. Transmissions are used in wireless sensor network for transmitting data from one location to another location, while cables are used in wired network. Wireless sensor network range from complex methods like cell phones and wireless local area networks to simple devices like microphones, wireless headphones, and other similar devices which do not process the data or store the data. They also contain infrared devices like remote for control, some wireless keyboard and mic for computer, and wireless stereo headsets. All these devices need a direct line of display along the receiver and transmitter to close link. Wireless sensor network provides the transport method among devices, but conventional wired network project network and internet. There are various type of wireless network, but on the basis of these coverage range, wireless network are categorized in following categories. First is wireless personal area network. Wireless personal area network is a small level wireless network which needs small or no operators or infrastructure inside a small range. A wireless personal area network is usually used by a small number of devices in a room only, rather than connecting devices with wires, enabling a wireless mouse or keyboards and print device services, or to communication with laptops. Then next is the wireless local area network. Wireless local area networks are cluster of wireless networking units in a small size geographical area like an campus, an office building where radio communication is possible. Wireless local area network are generally implement as addition to already existing wireless LANs to make available improved user mobility. Then next is wireless metropolitan area network. Wireless area network can give communication to users situated in numerous services, usually inside some miles of each other. In metropolitan area, a lot of wireless metropolitan area network implementations supply wireless broadband connection to customers. And last is wireless wide area networks. Wireless wide area network attach devices and individuals over big geographical area. Wireless wide area networks are normally used for data communication, mobile voice, and satellite communications. Then ad hoc networks. Ad hoc networks like Bluetooth is network considered to dynamically connect to the remote devices like laptop, PDA, and cell phones. While wireless local area network make use of a fixed infrastructure, ad hoc networks sustain random network configuration, relying on master-slave schemes associated with wireless link to permit nodes to communicate. Then layered security for wireless sensor network. A layered technique to wireless network security can give a highest degree of security and control existing wireless security investments. The layered techniques have following four levels. First is wireless deployment and policies, then wireless access control, perimeter security, application security. Layer techniques can create a wireless local area network more protected than a traditional wired network through centralized access point, implement controllable governing and security at device level by firewall level policies, safety professionals talk in form of work issues as in an significant scheme while implement layered security. A wireless network by a high work issue is not easy to break in when a wireless network by a low work issue can be compressed more effortlessly. Uh, in level security, first level is wireless deployment and policies. The physical exploitation of wireless devices are the based on which secure environment is generated. The fundamental rules of thumb sustain that one does not overplan the wireless network. Wireless network interface card can be put to on to one of two operations mode, communications mode that permits the network interface card to communicate only using an ad hoc and wireless access point mode that permits the network interface card to communicate by any wireless appliances like other network interface card. Appliance should exist require network interface card to operate only in infrastructure mode. In ad hoc mode, devices can be readily exported through attackers. Then at the second level of security, wireless access control. Wireless access control has following best practices: construct the WAP for a top level of encryption, regularly modify the SSID, do not transmit SSID, confirm the MAC addresses, and access control has two-part authentication and device access control. It is essentially that security procedures like SSD and WAP, which are building into wireless network units, are accurately installed and managed. And the next level security is the perimeter security. Perimeter security has following best practices: install a wireless firewall and an IPS, encrypt wireless local area network traffic by weapon, maintain the enforcement access policies, and virtual private network. Virtual private network technology gives a procedure to securing traffic. And the last level of security is application level security. In this security, these are the best practices of application security. Activating fundamental security scheme at application level in the wireless network is a suggested best practices now. Known particular of both wired as well as wireless nature of connection, protecting application of a network like PeopleSoft, Window NT, other venture schemes by rigorous authentication and the permissions give one uh, final obstacle that attackers must overcome to increase access to the priority data. Patches regularly addresses recognized safety vulnerability. Then we discuss the security implementation in wireless sensor network. Then first is SSID, service set identifier. Service set identifier is fundamental security scheme implemented with 802.11 network security. It is also known as closed system authentication. This can be used as a combined secret. So as a security scheme, it is most worthless in its a large amount of security configuration. AP would not respond to test demands. This provide a detection of maintain the SSD as a common secret. Then next is MAC access list. MAC access point can be planned to permit access to WLAN using MAC addresses. This type of security scheme is planned to reject entry to every unauthorized client. Only authorized client can use the WLAN, but more efforts needed in implementation and maintain of a large access list. This method is useful for small wireless network, but not for a large wireless sensor network to effectively whenever the size of access list is large, it can easily be affected by the attacker, though this scheme is not a scalable scheme. For security, an attacker easily stop this security without any specialized knowledge or tool. Then shared RC4 key authentication. This authentication get the better of web authentication have been introduced by Arbag and Borisov. Attackers that stop a single authentication string can then confirm in wireless LAN at will use this key for attacks. Many wireless LANs employ a single key for all users. Then WAP is a RC4 stream cipher-based layer 2 encryption architecture. It survives on a secret key, which is shared through the client as well as server. WAP uses a unsecure checksum of plain text to assure integrity. Management countermeasures in form of security matter. Any deployment of wireless scheme on an organization's computing web must be subject to normal risk management procedures and supported through a sound business circumstances as to why the scheme must be utilized. Operational countermeasures. Physical security is a essential stage of confirming that only approved users have admit to wireless infrastructures. Physical safety combines like action as access control, personal ID, and outside boundary securities. Technical countermeasures involves the use of hardware and software solutions to help secure the wireless environment. Software countermeasure includes proper access point configurations, software patches and upgrades, authentications, attack detection system, personal firewalls for wireless devices, and encryptions. Hardware solutions include smart cards, virtual private network, public key infrastructures, a separate switching infrastructures for the wireless network. This is the conclusion of my paper. Wireless networking gives number of opportunity to enhance the production and minimizing the cost. Moreover, it generally alert an organization computer safety risk summary. Though it is not possible to entirely remove every risk related by wireless networking, it is achievable a logical level of overall safety by adopt a organized method to evaluate as well as managing risk. This paper discussed the basics of wireless network and described layered security for wireless sensor network. Then these are the references which are used in this paper. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. If anyone has any query, then you can ask from Kalra, ma'am. Okay, then after this, we have some names. So I'm naming to the presenter. If they are available, then they can come forward for the presentation. So we have Aditya Kumar, Husna V, Sarabjit Kaur, Gaurav Sharma. If they are present, then kindly move forward for the present. Hanji ma'am, yes.
Hello, sir. Husna V is present.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, ma'am, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, sir. Sir, please allow me to share screen.
Ma'am, you are already allowed to share the screen.
Okay. Sir, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Audible. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Veena. I am doing research under the guidance of Husna V, Department of Mathematics, Presidency University, Bangalore. Thank you for giving an opportunity to present a paper in this conference. My paper entitled with some results on uniqueness of entire functions concerning product of Q-shift difference polynomials. Abstract. This paper is devoted to the uniqueness problem on entire functions whose product of Q-shift difference polynomial sharing weight Z. We obtain some results that extend the results of Nintu Mandal and Abhijit Shah. So introduction for this paper is, in this paper, every function like meromorphic function, entire functions are defined on complex plane, and we use the standard notations and definitions of Nevanlina value distribution theory of meromorphic functions such as counting function NRF, characteristic function TRF, proximity function MRF, and explained as in paper 2 to 5. Now SRF is any quantity satisfying small order TRF for all or outside possible exceptional set of finite logarithmic measure. The family of all meromorphic function alpha, which satisfies the relation TR alpha is equal to SR alpha, that is equal to small order TRF, where R tends to infinity outside of a possible exceptional set of the finite linear measure. And also we defined ignoring multiplicity and counting multiplicity, that is for any two non-constant meromorphic function f and g share a ignoring multiplicity respectively counting multiplicity, provided that f minus a and g minus a have the same zeros ignoring as well as counting multiplicities. If 1 by f and 1 by share ignoring multiplicity, we say that f and g share infinity ignoring multiplicity, same way counting multiplicity. In this paper, we used two definitions. First one, that P of Z is equal to summation of I equal to 0 to n ai z raised to I be a non-zero polynomial where ai varies from I equals to 0 to n are complex constants and an not equals to 0. Let m1 is the number of single zeros of P of Z and m2 is the number of multiple zeros of P of Z, and gamma 1 and gamma 2 be defined by m1. Gamma 1 is equal to m1 plus m2 and gamma 2 is equal to m1 plus 2m2 respectively. We denote small gamma is equal to greatest common divisor of gamma naught, gamma 1 up to gamma n, where gamma I is equal to n plus 1 if ai equals to 0 and gamma is equal to I plus 1 if ai not equals to 0. The second definition, that P be a non-negative integer or infinity for A belongs to C union infinity, we denote the EP of A of this set A point of F. A point of F multiplicity M is counted M times if M is less than or equal to P, and P plus 1 times if M greater than P. If EP of AF is equal to EP of AG, we say that F and G share the value A with weight P. Motivation for this paper is, in 2020, Nintu Mandal and Abhijit Shah proved the following theorem, that is, if F and G be two transcendental entire function of zero order and let Q be a non-zero complex number and Xi be a set of belongs to set of complex number, then kth derivative of P of F, F of Qz plus Xi, and kth derivative of P of G, G of Qz plus Xi, share Z are integers satisfy one of the following conditions. That is L greater than or equal to 2 when n is greater than 2 plus 2km2 and equals to 1 and greater than 1 by 2 of gamma 1 plus 4 gamma 2 plus 5 plus 3, and L equals to 0 and greater than 3 gamma 1 plus 2 gamma 2 km2 plus 4, then one of the following result holds, F equal to T into G for a constant T such that gamma equals to 1. Or F and G satisfies the algebraic equation phi of Fg is equal to 0, of lambda 1, lambda 2 equals to P Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? There is an internet problem, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Within
Sorry
1
for
minute,
inconvenience.
we are providing you the option for screen sharing. Just wait for 1 minute. Just ma'am, now you can share your screen.
Hello. Okay, sir. Sir, it is audible and visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So main result of this paper is, let f and g be two transcendental entire functions of zero order, and we proved this for product of q shift difference. That is, if q belongs to non-zero complex number and xi belongs to complex set of complex number, then kth derivative of f raised to n p of f product from j equals to 1 to d f of qj z plus xij raised to vj, and kth derivative of g raised to n p of g product from j equals to 1 to d g of qjz plus xij raised to vj share z with weight L, and Lm n sigma d are the integers satisfy one of the following conditions. That is, L is greater than or equal to 2 when n greater than 2 gamma 1 plus 2 k m2 plus 2 plus sigma minus m. When L equals to 1, n greater than 1 by 2 of gamma 1 plus 4 gamma 2 plus 5 k m2 plus 3 sigma plus 2m. When L equals to 0, n greater than 3 gamma 1 plus 2 gamma 2 plus 5 k m2 minus sigma plus 5d minus m. Then one of the following result holds. That is, f equals to tg for a constant t such that t raised to gamma equals to 1. Or f and g satisfies the algebraic equation pi of fg is equal to 0, where pi of lambda 1 comma lambda 2 equals to lambda 1 raised to n p of lambda 1 product from j equals to 1 to d f of qj lambda 1 plus xij raised to sj minus lambda 2 raised to n p of lambda 2 product from j equals to 1 to d g of qj lambda 2 plus xij raised to sj. Or f of z is equal to mu1 of e raised to u by 2 z square plus vz, and g of z equals to mu1 by mu e raised to minus of u by 2 z square plus vz, where mu1 mu u v are complex constant and not equals to 0. If a equals to minus 1 into am square e raised to n plus m plus sigma into c is equal to minus 1 of am square mu raised to n plus m plus sigma, then u square and v square defined as follows. These are the lemmas I used to prove my theorem. and lemma 8 and lemma 9 I proved to prove my theorem. These are the references I used. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. If any participant has any query, then you can ask your query from Bina ma'am. Otherwise, we are moving toward the end of this session. Okay, now I am inviting Dr. Shalu Gupta ma'am for the conclusion of this session. So ma'am Shalu Gupta.
Good afternoon to all. Thank you, Professor Anand Nair. I would like to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to Professor Anand Nair, who gives wonderful talk on robotics. The theme of this session is advances in ambient intelligence and its applications. I would like to express my thanks to presenters Narendra Singh, Dr. Rekha Kalra, and Shweta Pandey and VII. The session is very interesting and appreciated by all the attendees. It is a very useful interaction that is sure to motivate many aspirants. Sharing this experience with same of many leading researchers is a great opportunity for all of us. We are thankful for that. We look forward for the other sessions. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to all. Okay, Ji.